is Kearney. I'm back again to do the second time in new activities with our story. Have you seen my duckling? And remember we said, and last time I didn't say that, I said the author was Nancy Teferi, but she's also the illustrator, so she's a double wow. She wrote this cute story and did the amazing pictures. So, and remember, has mostly pictures, not so many words, so I'm going to put it on the ground so you can see the pictures and be the detectives looking at the story. So, have you seen my duckling? And the pictures start telling the story right away. So here are those ducklings. And here's that rascally brother sneaking away, brother or sister sneaking away. Early one morning, they're watching. And now what do you think they're doing, Colleen?
Peeping to their mama and saying, oh, our brother ran away.
Yep. Good job. They're telling the mom that that brother is missing. And can you use those detective eyes to see the duck? Here's that duckling following the butterfly. Here they are telling the mom, uh-oh, he swam away. And here's the duckling, but they don't see him. So what do they do next, Colleen?
They leave the nest and go to see if they can find him.
Yeah, they leave the nest. The mom leaves the nest, swims away to find him, and the ducklings follow. Have you seen my duckling? The mom is asking the bird. And there's that duckling. He's behind the lily pad, but they don't see him. So then the mom swims on. This time she's asking the turtle, have you seen my duckling? Do you see the duckling? Do you remember where we looked last time? Peek behind the tree trunk. There he is, still looking at that butterfly. Have you seen my duckling? This time the mom's asking the beaver. Can you see that duckling, friends? He's behind something again. He's behind the rock over here. And I think he surprised the frog, and the frog jumped in. Now the mom's going to ask the animals under the pond. Under the water. Here she is at the pond. She's putting her head underwater, and it looks like she's asking the fish, have you seen my duckling? Here's the turtle again, and and I have a catfish, and a salamander. I think this is a crayfish, and the frog, and a bug. And look, all the babies are looking underneath the water too. But if you look between the grass here, what do we see, Colleen?
The duckling.
The duckling. Have you seen my duckling? This time the mom is asking this bird. I think she's some kind of duck too. And here he is. He's underneath this dock, still following that butterfly. And what happens that's exciting on this page? Who's coming out of the grass? And look, the mom and the baby duckling see him. Friends, how do you think the mom and the babies must feel? Colleen, how do you think they feel?
Relieved.
Relieved or? And happy, right? Relieved, like, oh, we were so worried, and oh, now we found you. And so happy that they found him too. So here he is, he's joining them. He's behind all those ducklings, and there's the turtle they saw before, and he's still looking at that little butterfly. And now they're all back home in the nest, ready for bed. I have a question, friends. How is where these ducklings sleep different from where you sleep? Colleen, what do you think? Where do you sleep?
I sleep in a bed and they sleep in like a nest.
Yeah, good
With
job.
straw
And they sleep outside and you sleep
inside.
Good job. So that's different. All right, friends. I have a question for you. I know we work on our home and school connections. I have a question for you. Have you guys ever lost something? I bet you have. I know my children lose things a lot. What do you do when you lose something? Colleen, what do you do when you lose something?
You try to find it.
Yeah, by looking for it, right? All right, friends, we are going to go up and do, did I put the pointer up here? Oh, thanks. So we're gonna go back. Remember last week we came to the pictures like I have in my classroom for our story elements, your teachers call them. So we talk about the characters, the setting, the problem, and the solution. So first we're gonna do the characters. And do you remember, let me do this up here. You can stay there, honey, because I'm going to come back down there. Do you remember when we do the characters, we say the characters are the people and animals in the story, right? So that's a good way for us to remember what the characters are. So the people or animals in the story. I'm going to sit back down low. Who can tell me who the characters in this story were? Who are the characters in this story? Colleen, who do you think the characters were?
The mama duck and the ducklings.
Yes, the mama duck and the ducklings. Good job. The story was mostly about the mama duck and the ducklings. There were a couple others that they saw along the way. Who else, Colleen? Let's see. Who was another character?
A bird.
A bird.
A turtle.
A turtle.
An otter.
Well, maybe he's an otter. I thought he was a beaver because he was eating the wood. He could be.
It's a beaver.
I'm not really sure. And the fish. So but the main characters were the mama duck and the ducklings. Good job. Those were our characters. How about, friends, the setting? Do you remember we say the setting is where the story takes place? So think about that. What do you think the setting of this story was? Colleen, what do you think the setting was?
The pond.
The pond, exactly. The story was all with them in the pond. They started in the pond in their nest. It was all in the pond. Good job. So it was an outside story in the pond. Good job. All right. Now, friends. Colleen, scoot back, babe. We are going to do another sequencing activity, okay? And remember, sequencing is when we put things in the right order. Do you need her to back up?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. Sequencing is when we put things in the right order. So I have some pictures here. This one's a grown-up duck. This one's a duckling. This is an egg. And this is the duck coming out of the egg. Friends, do you remember what it's called when the duck comes out of the egg? Colleen, do you know what it's called?
It hatches.
Hatching. You're right, it hatches. It's called hatching when the duck cracks out of the egg. All right, so Colleen, friends, I'm going to have her pick the first one and put it in our first spot here. So 1 second, Colleen. I want you to look and see which one you think happened first. Colleen. I'm going to fix it. Yeah. I need a Velcro board at home. Okay, the egg. Friends, what do you think happened next? Good job. What do you think happened next, friends? Go ahead, you can do it. That's okay. And I think that one's last. You want to put that one up? Good job. All right. Now we're going to put these little guys in here because now we're going to use, oh, I should do them one stuff. Now we're going to use our sequence to tell the story. All right, so I want you to practice what you think it would be, okay? And then I'm going to tell you the story. All right, here we go. You ready? I'm going to use my pointer. My friends at school love to use the pointer, don't you guys? So, and remember we put these in here, and these are our story words in between the pictures, in between the events. So first there's an egg, then the duckling hatches, then it's a little duckling, and last it's a grown-up duck. I bet you guys were close or had that answer totally right because you're getting really good at sequencing. So I'll do it one more time. So first there's an egg, then the duckling hatches, then it's a little duckling, and last it's a grown-up duck or a big duck. Good job. All right, let's pull this one. Actually, I can leave that up there because the next thing I'm going to do, friends, your grown-up is going to get some copies of this in the newsletter when I send it home, and they're just different They're just different WH questions for you to practice answering. You guys are getting really good at these. So I'll just send, your grown-up does not have to print them out. They can just look at them and ask you the questions, but there's some great springtime WH questions to practice. So I thought we'd just do a couple now, okay? And then you'll get some more at home that you can practice. So I'm gonna ask the question. You think of the answer. You think of the answer, and then I'm going to have Colleen give what she thinks is the answer, okay? So the first one says, you hold this over your head to keep dry when it's raining. So something you hold over your head to keep you dry when it's raining. What is that? Colleen?
An umbrella.
An umbrella. Good job. Very nice. I'm going to switch to these. These are more the WH. These are more of the riddles. All right. What do you like to do in the springtime? Maybe think of one thing. All right, Colleen, what do you like to do in the springtime?
Plant.
You like to plant things?
Yeah.
Plant things. You like to play in the mud outside? Yes. All right, friends, let's see. What kind of bugs can you see in the springtime? Colleen?
Caterpillars.
Yep, you can see caterpillars. Can you think of any others?
Bees and butterflies.
Bumblebees and butterflies. We had those up there on our When Spring Comes story. You're right, bumblebees and butterflies. One more, okay? How long has it been? 14. Okay, here's another one. This one is, what do you wear in the spring when it's raining? Colleen, what would you wear outside in the spring if it's raining?
A raincoat.
A raincoat. Yep, you can wear a raincoat. And sometimes, friends, I see some of you come in on a rainy day in rain boots. Those keep your feet dry. Good job. You want to do one more?
Sure.
Okay. Trying to think of good ones that you guys will like. Oh, here's a good one. Where do birds build nests? Colleen?
In trees.
In trees, good job. So these are going to be different ones. I'll put, some of these are great, some of these are not so great, but I'll put a piece of paper together for your grown-up that has some good ones that you might like answering about the springtime. I would love you to take some pictures of the stuff I send home with you guys doing, or just send me an email to let me know you did it. I miss seeing you guys and would love to know that you're doing your speech stuff at home and love to get back to you. So feel free to email me with what you're working on and I'd be happy to get back to you. Thanks so much, friends.